On these little back roads though, where things are tight, this car is just so much fun. Woo-hoo-hoo. Oh, this guy is in my side of the road, okay. Hey guys, and welcome to my 1-year review of my Elantra N-Line. You know, obviously this has been a long time coming. We're, you know, pretty close to, you know, like a year and a half now. And I'm still loving this car. I have about 33,000 miles on it right now. You know, it's still in great shape. I haven't had anything break on me, not to spoil the rest of the video. You know, definitely some wear items going, like I'm gonna probably need new tires for next year. I'm gonna buy, right now I'm on the Hankook all seasons that the car came with. I'm probably gonna end up buying summer tires and winter tires, just, you know, have that extra practicality in the winter and safety, and obviously have the fun in the summer, right? So before we get on with the rest of the video, I wanted to show you guys these car mats I got from Kotaza on Amazon. I have a short video showing where, you know, I got them. They were given to me by Kotaza. They're not sponsoring me, but they wanted me to test out the product and let you guys know, you know, how they are. You know, being fully honest with you guys, I do enjoy these mats. You know, they're custom fitted for these Elantras. And what's nice is they pull right out. You can get most of your dirt off. And then they have little clips on the bottom here. They go right back in. So they're really easy to take in and out. They fit the car well. You know, everything's pretty dirty in here, so I apologize. It's been working all week. But I'll show you guys the other side as well. So here's the other side. Obviously you can see that the mat is very well fitted in here. You know, it's trimmed to honestly like perfection as far as that goes. But so yeah, when I first opened the box, the mats, you know, just kind of were shipped in a non-sensical way. They were just, you know, kind of thrown in the box, which I didn't like, but they held up well as far as shipping goes. They didn't end up being bent or anything. And as you can see here, they're trimmed really well to even like match where the seat belts are. They cover the little hump in the middle, which is really cool. And obviously they're really great material too. It's like this interesting gradient plastic or rubber. It's kind of, you know, just like any other like WeatherTech mat, but I wouldn't say they're as thick. But as far as the custom WeatherTechs go, the custom WeatherTechs are an extra $10 than these ones are. Those are priced at $190 on their site, and these ones are $180. And so if you guys want to buy them. If you don't, you don't. But I just wanted to show you guys that, you know, I'm liking the mats so far, and they fit well in my car. And honestly, they keep my floor clean because the mats take most of the dirt. All right, so rest of the video, go. So let's start talking about, you know, just how much fun I have with this car. So obviously it's not, you know, the most performance-oriented vehicle, but it sure can get the job done if you just want to go on a nice cruise on the weekend. You know, like some nice back roads like this are very suitable for this car. I definitely love having these paddle shifters too. They add just, you know, a little bit of fun to the car. You can put it in S down here to make it so it always stays in manual mode. The car tends to upshift before you get to red line. So although, you know, you're kind of missing out on getting that shift yourself, you do obviously never really run the risk of getting your car into redline. So I guess like it's, you know, it's pretty beginner oriented. We won't follow those cars. The one thing I wish is that my paddle shifters were mounted to the column rather than the wheel, because as you can see, if I take a corner, especially like coming from a stop in a tight corner, like, and you have to turn the wheel more than like 90 degrees, you're kind of like almost like trying to overcompensate, you know, get your hand around to the paddle shifter, and you really can't shift when you're turning. Whereas like if they were mounted to the column, they would always be in one spot, so you really can't miss a shift. Little interior gripes: I don't like the gloss black on the steering wheel here. It gets dirty really quickly and it's hard to clean. Same thing down here in the temperature control area, and then along the same here with the infotainment system. There's just too much gloss black in here, and it shows dirt obviously better than anything else you could possibly put in the car. So I would have rather them go with a different material, but you know, it seems like the gloss black is something that sells cars up front, but then when people have it after a while, they're like, oh crap, I don't want that in my next car. So, you know, it looks really great when it's clean, looks horrible when it's dirty, and it gets dirty quickly. On these little back roads though, where things are tight, this car is just so much fun. Woo-hoo-hoo. Oh, this guy is in my side of the road, okay. So obviously if you guys watched my initial review and even like the second follow-up video, the 3-month, I believe I talked about, you know, the competitors of this car and, you know, my thought process of going into my buying decision, where I was test driving, you know, like a Honda Accord, BMW 2 Series pre-owned, you know, just anything in that mid $20,000 range was definitely like a competitor for this car. I kept my options open. This ended up being the car that, you know, kind of suited me the best. So why I chose this car and why I still believe that I love it so much is the fact that, you know, it has the 4 doors for the practicality. You don't really get much room out of the trunk, which I'll be showing you later. You obviously have the 36,000 miles of complimentary maintenance, and the 100,000 mile warranty is pretty hard to beat, because, you know, I wasn't looking for a full-on sports car just because I knew that I needed something that wouldn't break on me, something reliable that I could use as a daily driver, and just something comfortable too. You know, obviously in this car I have heated seats. I can start it from my phone. I can leave my keys in my bag and never really worry about having to take them out because of the keyless entry and the remote start. You know, I think it provides me some bit of fun with, you know, sport mode, and the exhaust actually sounds pretty nice for a 4-cylinder. So it's very well rounded, and I think that's really what I wanted from, you know, my one car solution for this price range. Definitely going back, like if I were looking for a similar experience, you kind of get the same thing with the Honda Accord, like pre-owned. And so I actually got a lot of questions about the stereo system in this car. So I'm not gonna be playing any audio for you guys just because I feel like it really wouldn't even translate well into the GoPro microphone, and, you know, it really wouldn't help you get a feel on what the car sounds like as far as the stereo goes. So I'll tell you that it's nothing to die for. You know, I don't think it's a great system. It's pretty base. The N-Line Premium that they sell in other countries, such as like Canada, I believe they get it in Korea too. Obviously, I think the car is called the Avante or whatever. That has the Bose upgraded sound system that a lot of the Hyundais get. A lot of the, I think like the Sonata has it in certain models, certain trims. So keep that in mind. It's you know, it's not something that would be a breaking point for really anyone. Audiophiles will definitely notice that it's not a high quality sound system, but you know, you can turn it up. You know, there's some settings you can play with as far as like the bass, the treble, and all that. So there's options there. Nothing really rattles as far as I've heard, and you know, with the speakers. So they're pretty good quality. They, you know, I haven't had one blow out on me yet, so you know, they're decent. You can always actually go to like Best Buy and have them replaced. So if you want, you know, a nicer sound system, but you really love this car, and you know, you live in America where they don't offer the higher end sound system, you can always just go to Best Buy, get a, you know, get a premium one and get it put in the car. And I believe they install it for just like another $100 or something like that. So I've had this car for over a year now, buying it 2021 April, late April, and so I've had it for, you know, more than a year now, and I have about 31,000 miles on it. To get into the ownership of this car, I would say that first off, I really haven't had many issues. You know, this car's been really good to me. I really enjoy the fact that I can get in and get out without having to really do much of anything. I don't have to take my keys out because of the keyless entry and the push button start. I don't have to take my phone out because it automatically connects to my infotainment system. Right now it's connected to my GoPro, that's why you don't see it there. As far as being able to, you know, give me some comfort while also give me some sporty feeling, I think that this car, you know, excels at both of those areas pretty well for its price point. As far as problems go with this car, I really haven't had much. Right now there's an ongoing recall problem with the seatbelt that I'm currently using. Apparently there was issues where the seatbelt component like explodes upon certain crashes, certain severities of crashes, so obviously that's a really scary thing, and right now I'm still working with the dealer to get that fixed up for me. But right now I have a part ordered and I'm just waiting for a call back. As far as other problems with this vehicle, I really haven't had much. You know, there's not a lot of rattling in this car, which I absolutely love. I will say that on certain road conditions at like higher speeds, maybe around like 70 or 80 miles an hour on the highway, I do get some sort of like vibration in this door. Other than that, really, there's been absolutely no like rattling from my dashboard, none from like, you know, this door panel or the ones in the back. As far as maintenance goes, I run my oil changes on a 3,750 mileage interval, and that's just their like more severe package. And you know, being at just over 30,000 miles, I've yet to actually pay for an oil change. I did pay for the severe ones, which priced out as like $20 a piece for every other oil change I have to pay, but it's only $20, and I also paid that up front. I paid for 10 of them at $200 on top of it was just kind of like added into my car payment. And so, you know, not really any complaints there. The maintenance has been really like completely, you know, hands off to the fact that I don't really have to do anything. I just, especially, you know, with the oil changes and tire rotations, I just bring my car in, I drop it off, and I leave. And I just usually go out for the day. Like if it's a Saturday or Sunday, I can just drop off the car, make an appointment a couple weeks in advance, because obviously your dealers are pretty, you know, backed up right now with service, and they're not really selling a lot of cars. So make sure that you know, if you have service, you plan it accordingly. I haven't had anything break in this car yet, which is great. Obviously, you know, knock on wood, I don't have any wood in my car, but you know, it's been really good to me. I don't drive it super aggressively. I do a lot of sporty driving, but I'm not one to, you know, beat on my car or really anyone else's cars. I have a lot of mechanical sympathy, so you won't see me really doing that. I'm still on my original set of tires and brakes. I will say that when I switched over my tires. I got them rotated last time. There's definitely a lot more tire noise I get, especially in the highway. I think it's just due to the fact that my front ones are now not as worn as the backs, and they're obviously right, next to me now, and so I get a bit of tire noise from those. But these sets of Hancooks that I'm on, obviously they're the stock all seasons that come with the car. They've been pretty good to me so far. They're not like the best tire as far as like performance or really like noise and whatnot. Like they're not the most quiet tire, but really no complaints. Other than like the fact that I wish the DCTs had the option to get the summer tires, and then I could have just swapped out with a pair of winters, because really my goal is to just wear down these all seasons and then do that, just so I can get some more performance in the summer while also having the safety of the winter tires. So as far as fuel economy, because obviously the gas prices are absolutely insane right now, I think I'm paying like $5 and change currently. I get about 40 miles a gallon on basically every single drive, unless I'm doing like some more like sporty like weekend driving, and where I'm in like a lot of like stop and go, light to light, then I'll usually get like between 35 and 40, but really never under 35. It's hard for me to get close to or under 35 miles a gallon with this car. This car's really fuel efficient. Actually, yesterday I had my best drive ever as far as fuel economy goes. I wasn't trying to hypermile or anything, but I was on my way home from like New Bedford, New Hampshire, where there's a lot of like back roads and stuff like that, and a lot of the roads are just like paced at 50 miles an hour. So I ended up getting 55 miles per gallon on that drive home, which is absolutely crazy for a car that offers some performance. Not just, this isn't meant to be the most fuel efficient car. It's not meant to essentially be a Toyota Prius. Like, this car has some performance to it, and it's great that I can also get good fuel economy. Makes me feel a lot better about having some sort of performance oriented vehicle, especially with the gas prices where they are. So on the highway, obviously the car is a bit loud, the tires especially, like I talked about before, just they're a little bit loud. But if you have music playing at a decent volume too, like you really won't hear it. It won't bother you. Hey guys, I totally blanked on the outro of this video, but I just wanted to say that if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below in this video. Especially about the Elantra N-Line, as I've owned it for 1.5 years now. And obviously, don't forget to subscribe. That helps grow the channel. Alright, thank you guys. Peace.